Many Nigerians have contributed in one way or the other to sustaining the country's strong national identity and should continue to do so. What constitutes the nation's identity and what is expected of Nigerians towards an enduring identity that will foster unity and peace not just in the country but among the Committee of Nations? National identity and nationhood is a focus today on Panorama, coming to you live from Ibadan Zonal Center. I am Charity Agu, first news making the rounds. Thank you for joining us. President Bola Tinubu has expressed Nigerians' commitment and readiness to play a major role within the G20 and contributes to shaping a more equitable world. President Bola Tinubu addressed the group of leaders in New Delhi, India, as a special invitee. State House correspondent Musba Dan Wahab reports.
Nigeria, again, is among nations to be counted as leaders converge on New Delhi. There is a new face on the block, and perhaps a special guest who may soon join another league of leaders who cut the shots in the world. For now, the immediate possibility here is an end to the long wait as the African Union finally finds a permanent seat in the group. Now, a group of 20 plus 1 to reinforce the search for solutions to the long-standing challenges of development, economic resilience, financial stability, food and energy security, among others.
Friends, after the COVID-19 pandemic, the world is now going through a major crisis, and that is a lack of trust. War has further deepened this trust deficit.
The special guest would lend a voice as he suggests stronger collaboration, cooperation and partnerships among diverse regions are the pathways to a peaceful, prosperous and sustainable future for the world. Expressing the willingness of Nigeria to contribute to the solution drive, President Tinubu believes that oneness must be truly demonstrated in the character of a group. And soon after, the G20 New Delhi Leaders Declaration emerges, suggesting new approaches to the global challenges.
The declaration that the leaders have agreed on today focuses on promoting strong, sustainable, balanced and inclusive growth. It seeks to accelerate progress on SDGs and has come up with an action plan accordingly.
Time for some bilateral talks on the sidelines, which involved leaders from Germany, Egypt, among other countries' representatives. Pleasant expressions afterwards, perhaps a signal to positive possibilities of some great deals to come. Then, a stop at an exhibition center as Ashiwaju looks on with a gaze that suggests familiarity. From New Delhi, Musbao and Wahab, NTA News.
Parts of the current administration's desire is to develop new policies towards a rebirth of national values and orientation among Nigerians. The Minister of Information and National Orientation, Muhammad Idris Malagi, at a stakeholders' engagement in Minna, the Niger State capital, assured Nigerians that the overall agenda of the government is to bring prosperity to the citizens. Salihu Gwanara reports.
This is not a political rally, but adherents of the Malagi political dynasty in Niger State honoring their son.
State governments around the country.
It is the first visit by the Minister of Information and National Orientation since he assumed office as a member of the Federal Executive Council. A reception in honor of the ministers and political office holders from the state by the Niger State government provided an opportunity to extend the olive branch to all for political prosperity.
I want to ask Nigerians to please show understanding with the federal government as it continues to put in place measures that will revive our economy, that will bring jobs back to our youth, and that will restore the confidence that we all need for national development to occur.
Niger State is 10% of Nigeria. We are offering ourselves for all the pilot schemes of the federal initiatives in agriculture.
The event brought together all Nigerites across political parties.
The federal government will support all subnationals in their attempt to do reorientation of our values, because without that, there cannot be any meaningful progress and development in our dear country. So it's a welcome step, and I assure you that the federal government will take every necessary measure to ensure that this attempt by the subnationals, the state governors especially, the steps they are taking to do that is giving the necessary backing.
From Mina, the Niger State capital, Saliu Gwanara, NTA News.
Meanwhile, recent flash floods in Lokoja have begun to confirm NIMET's earlier predictions, warning residents, especially those along the Niger and Benue river banks in Kogi State, to relocate for safety. The state government is currently conducting awareness campaign on flood risk in affected local government areas of the state. Solomon Ayedin reports.
There is no doubt that the signs of the 2023 flood are already visible, with communities situated on floodplains and along the banks of rivers Niger and Benue experiencing flash floods due to the rising water levels from Jamata to Edeha and Kotonkarfe communities in Kogi local government area back to Serikin Noma, Adankolo and Ganaja waterside in Lokoja. The situation remains the same. Residents are now forced to evacuate water from their homes, resulting in significant losses.
The water damage us all for this area.
You see the water is approaching. In due time, inshallah, we are planning on how to vacate this place to another place.
In response to this situation, officials from the Kogi State Ministry of Environment, in collaboration with the State Emergency Management Agency, have embarked on a sensitization tour of the communities located along the banks of the rivers Niger and Benue. Their primary goal is to educate residents in these areas about the urgent need to relocate to higher ground in preparation for the impending flood and to minimize its impact.
Sometimes they are not aware of these predictions, and they are not ready to leave even their residence and their home. And so there are IDPs that are created in each of the local government area and in the headquarters here.
The government also emphasized that they have taken measures to provide alternative housing for potential flood victims and strongly encourage them to heed early warnings to prevent possible loss of lives and properties. Similar initiatives are currently underway in other flood-prone local government areas of the state. In Lokoja, Solomon Ayedehi, NTA News.
On a sad note, the Acting Inspector General of Police, Kayode Egbetokun, has condemned the gruesome murder of SP Bako Agbashin, the divisional police officer of Ahuada Division in Rivers State. A statement by the force indicates that the slain DPO was humiliated, gruesomely murdered, and mutilated by some hardened armed criminals in the Ahuada area of Rivers State on Friday, 8 September 2023, while on operation in the area. The acting IGP has, however, ordered immediate investigation, arrest, and prosecution of all the culprits that carried out the barbaric act, adding that such an act is not only an affront on our national status, but also a reflection of a lack of patriotism and gross illegality. While emphasizing unequivocally that such acts against any operative in Nigeria will not be taken with levity, the acting IGP assures that the perpetrators will be caused to face the full wrath of the law. He extends his deepest condolences to the grieving family, dedicated colleagues and friends of SP Bako Agbashin, urging them to embody his dedication, humility, and selflessness. Away from that, government at all levels have been urged to implement policies that will favor deaf women and girls to enhance their lives. Ifa Oluwamoshile reports that this was the call at work staged by women with hearing impairment. Her report is here presented.
Members of the Deaf Women Association staged a walk across major streets of Ibadan, from Bere area to Olubadan's Palace and office of wife of Oyo State Governor to present their requests, as they reiterated that they do not benefit from most government policies because of their disability.
We need government support on health issues. In our hospitals, we need interpreters. Interpreters should be there to help with them or teach some of the health workers sign language, that nobody should be left behind. We are part of them.
The group highlighted empowerment and free education that would be accessible to them despite their disabilities, as they advocated some bills that would better their lives.
Many of us have gone for vocational training, but no tools. We still need more that don't have degree or vocation. Now things are changing.
The walk is part of activities lined up for the 2023 General Meeting of Deaf Women Association.
We now pause for some messages. Panorama continues shortly. Don't go away. Back. Thank you for staying tuned. In acknowledging national identity, the people learn about the country's history and culture, participate in national events, as well as celebrate the achievements of countrymen and the country. In this package, Grace Anyoleke x-rays the role of national identity to nationhood in the light of the recent demise of Nigerian's flag designer, Taiwo Akinkumi.
The identity of a nation is deeply intertwined with its history, culture, and people, and these factors play a role in defining its nationhood. In Nigeria, the diverse ethnic groups, languages, and religions contribute to its unique identity, which in turn influences its nationhood. For the existence of Nigeria as a sovereign political entity, the national flag is one key symbol of the nation's identity. In what way does this shape the country's nationhood?
There is a mystery around the national flag. It's a symbol of national unity in diversity, describe the sovereignty of the Nigerian nation.
With an understanding that the flag was designed to represent the diversity of the country, the designer, late Pa Taiwo Akinkumi, is thus celebrated.
Chief Akinkumi is such a person that I think the young people need to emulate. Because the best life you can ever live is a life that outlives you. That is, after you died, people remember you. Not because of what you have done bad, but because of what you have left behind. So he's an hero by all definition.
Seen as a symbol of the country's hopes and aspirations, by flying the flag, the people are expressing their allegiance to the nation, symbolizing what the nation stands for, with their commitment to working together for a better future. In Ibadan, Grace Anyoleke, NTA News.
Joining me in the studio is the director, National Orientation Agency, Oyo State, Kayode Odedokun. Welcome to Panorama.
Good afternoon, my sister.
Yes, sir. Thank you for joining us. So now, talking national identity, please, what exactly is national identity?
By our understanding of national identity, it unites us as a people together, regardless of our ethnic background, focusing on a nation. What do I mean? It unites Nigerians, regardless of where you come from, having the sense, having an encounter with either the national flag, the pledge, the national anthem, or the naira, as the case may be. It unites us as a people, generates patriotism within us, and bring the ideals of a true nation into us. So when we are talking about national identity, it unites us as a people, makes us to understand that we are a sovereign nation, makes us to understand that we have a focal point, and the focal point in this case is patriotism. And the patriotism must be within an enduring patriotism, expressing patriotism, ensuring that you are showing a sign of belonging to the nation and its ideals.
Okay, unity is sure surpasses all.
When you are talking about unity, it's just like particularly reflecting on the national flag. The national flag symbolizes unity. Apart from unity, it symbolizes peace.
Okay.
I mean the white.
Okay.
And the green aspect of it symbolizes natural wealth.
Okay, so sir, now, Nigeria is a country of diverse ethnicity. How do we promote and enhance the national identity?
That's a good thing, a good question to ask. The best way to promote national identity is to inculcate the right values. Inculcating the right values, bringing the people to understand that this is the only nation that we have. Regardless of where you belong to, regardless of where you come from, you must be supportive at all times. Your ideals or ideas might not be in line with those at the aim of affairs by time, but you must have a general focus that this nation is your country. And as such, you must join hands together to ensure that all hands are on deck, bringing about peace, bringing about unity, bringing about progress.
Okay.
Bringing about progress, as the case may be.
Okay, so now some Nigerians are into nefarious activities within the country and even outside. What's the effect of this on our national identity?
We must all condemn this. We must condemn this, whether within or outside, because it doesn't give us a good image. And as such, to the outside world, we must try as much as possible to make sure that these people are brought to book, regardless of where they come from. And just like the minister said earlier, we must try as much as possible to reorientate ourselves, create ideas, values towards a national identity that will bring about the best in Nigerians. Okay. You will agree with me that each time the Nigeria flag was flown at the Olympics, you will see the zeal, the enthusiasm in Nigerians try to identify with Nigeria.
All right. That's good to know. Now, youth cannot be left behind on this. What message do you have for youth on upholding Nigeria's identity?
Thank you so much, my sister. I must tell you that the bedrock of every nation, of every country, are the youths. And as such, we cannot but inculcate the right values into the youths. Okay. What I mean inculcating, making them to see that there is no other country except this country.
Oh, it's good to have you on the program. Thank you very much for coming. And that was Kayode Odedokun, the State's Director of National Orientation Agency, Oyo State, and he spoke on national identity and nationhood. Now, away from that, Kaduna State's government is collaborating with security agencies to track down the perpetrators of the recent attack on Fadan Kamantan Parish Catholic Diocese in Zangun Kantaf local government area. A press statement from the office of the state's chief press secretary, Mohammed Lawal Shiu, says the governor has urged the security agencies to investigate the incident and ensure the culprits are arrested and face full wrath of the law. The state government has since sent a delegation led by the deputy governor to condole the families of the victims. Our security agencies continue their work of ensuring absolute peace in the general area and the perpetrators apprehended in no distant time. Now coming back, residents of some major communities in Ijebu-Ode, Ogun East Senatorial District have expressed anxiety over the ravaging gully in their respective communities as the gully poses a threat to lives and property. Anthony Gandun, who visited the communities, reports that some frontline houses are being affected by the gully.
The gully erosion sites in both Owakurudu and Makalehu communities in Ijebu-Ode are products of abandoned drainage system projects in Ogun State initiated by previous administration since 2008. Narrating their ordeal, residents of Owakurudu and Mayo said the intervention work by the previous administration in 2008 was stopped, hence the abandoned erosion sites degenerated. They lamented the loss of lives and property being experienced annually as a result of flooding.
The little houses you are seeing here now, they are not safe. The people that even owns them are not even sure if by the time they come, they will still meet it. Because it has happened before, a bigger one like this just went down like that.
If the federal government can help us do it, we'll be happy.
The same applies to residents of Makalehu, Ijebu-Ode, due to the nightmare they experienced during rainy season from the alleged intervention of erosion from Otumba Dikpo Stadium to their community. They say this has posed attendant risks to both lives and property for some years now. The residents maintained that efforts to inform the appropriate authorities about the pathetic situation and the need for urgent intervention all proved abortive. They, however, appealed to concerned authorities to, as a matter of urgency, rechannel the gully to Owagbangba Canal to mitigate the impact of flooding whenever there is downpour. In Ijebu-Ode, Anthony Gandonu, NTA News.
And now on sports, Super Eagles to take on Southam and Precipice as Coco Gauff wins first US Open title. These and more sports updates with Oche Ngbedi. That's Panorama from Ibadan Zonal Center on the network service of the NTA. Remember, stand with NTA against rape and rapists. Good afternoon.